Hello, friends. Vince Burlapp here. Everyone knows that when you want or need the most obnoxious vehicle available, the Cadillac Escalade is right there on top of the list. Now, there is an even more expensive and obscene pick for those who would rather drive an EV. And it's called the Escalade IQ. This new electric Escalade is even larger and heavier than the gas version, and basically looks like a giant cement brick on wheels. Of course, the giant headlights are more massive than ever, making sure your expensive chariot is ready to blind every other motorist in its sight at your command. The light show starts as soon as you approach the monumental machine, thanks to something Cadillac calls the arrival mode. It takes as long as a feature film for all these lights to turn on, but rest assured, you will get noticed, appreciated by many and feared by others who just don't have your taste for giant metal beasts that light up like a Christmas tree. You will also impress the crowd by taking your expensive personal stuff out of the giant front trunk instead of the rear cargo area like most mortals do. It even looks large enough to squeeze an annoying or complaining family member or two. Inside, the light show continues at all times, with giant screens everywhere the eye can see. Up front, the whole dashboard is covered by a gargantuan 55-inch screen, which I am sure is not distracting at all, especially at night. These days, passengers are usually bored after a 2-minute ride, and they need their own screen to stay alive. Talk is old-fashioned and square, while watching YouTube or mind-numbing cat videos on TikTok is a necessity and a matter of survival for many. Somehow, that 55-inch screen was too small to include the climate control, and Cadillac was kind enough to include yet another screen on the console. The lucky front passenger will be able to watch their own moronic cat videos without sharing any of the delightful pleasure with others. The rear seats are more like two thrones with, you guessed it, more screens. People in the back get bored too, you know? This specific model can only seat 2 lucky humans back there unless you can figure out how to squeeze a third person under the console. I'm sure it can be done. The rear screens say Escalade IQ in case you fell asleep and woke up not knowing where you were, which happens to me a lot. Note to self, something like this would be nice to have by my bed. The door panel trim is anything but subtle, because for $130,000 you don't want subtle. You want your neighbors to be amazed, shocked, envious, and baffled, and only more lights will do. It looks like it took the killing of at least 8 farm animals to cover the seats, maybe even more. At this price, speakers are everywhere, and my beloved Star Trek soundtrack will shine through the headrest right into my thick skull. On the road, the huge and silent beast will be your only friend after the zombie apocalypse, alien invasion, or the next time your crazy gun lover neighbor Carl freaks out. Your only companions will be your Netflix and Prime personal playlists displayed on all screens, and the never-ending light shows from the headlights sending signals to other planets. Who knew your 8,500-pound electric Cadillac would become your best friend and savior? As long as you can find a charger, you will live.